Hi there, it's Sylvia with eXp Realty, and I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm doing a video today on Skyslope and how to create a transaction and get paid. Okay, so quick story. One of the things that prompted me to do this video today is that I have a mentee, and I've had several mentees. And with all my previous mentees, I did the same thing. I gave them an onboarding guide. I give them a transaction guide. eXp has a formal transaction guide. I made one a little more detailed, just for the whole process of getting your transaction in to our system so you can get paid. Anyway, I had one mentee that he didn't read that. He didn't see it. He missed it somehow. And even though we talked about uploading his transaction to Skyslope, it never happened. And I didn't find this out until closing day. And I told him on closing day, great, now what you're going to do is you're going to take your copy of your commission check and a copy of your signed settlement statement, and you're going to upload those documents to your transaction, and then ta-da, you're going to get paid. So he's like, all right. So then a couple hours later, he calls me up and says, yeah, no, I don't even know how to get into Skyslope. I never did this, basically was the conversation. So I realized that some people maybe are just so overwhelmed with all the different things that they have to do and different agent tools and the technology that I wanted to do this video. So here we go. What is Skyslope? Skyslope is our transaction software where we upload all our documents for our deals. So when I was at Coldwell Banker, and I started in 2016, which was not that long ago, when I had a deal, a listing agreement, a purchase agreement that was signed, I printed everything out, and there was a checklist, a paper checklist, and I, in ink, had to check off everything I had included and done in this checklist, and I paper clipped the pack together, and I brought it to my admin at the front desk, and I put it in a basket. Okay, so this is the same thing. You're putting your deal in a basket digitally. Okay, so that's what Skyslope is. It lets our broker know, hey, we got a deal. I have a listing or I have a pending transaction. There's deals happening, okay? Other things that you might put in here to get paid besides a listing, an accepted offer, a purchase transaction is maybe a home warranty to get paid on, a referral to get paid on, a broker property opinion, BPO, things like that. Okay, so that's what it is. Yay, now you know. I feel happy right now, just so you know, because there's a little Mexican market. I think it's Mexican. Maybe they're not from Mexico. It's of Hispanic descent. Okay, and they have all Spanish type products. So today I got Zambos, which are like the plantain chips, and this Goya roasted I want to show it to you, coconut water, and it's so good. It's really good. I did not expect it to be that good, so I'm taking a little break. Okay, are you ready? Okay. Now, what you're going to do when you come into Skyslope is this is going to see your dashboard here. Okay. This is where you manage all the transactions that you have. I'll click on manage. And I don't want to cancel that. That's okay. So you can manage your transactions. You can create a new transaction. You can manage your listings. There's listings I have. You can create a new listing. You also have Digisign. Digisign is basically the built-in e-signature program that we are offered by eXp that's part of Skyslope. I don't use the system. I've played with it. It's fine. My colleague Rebecca loves it. But you know what? I use Dotloop because I used Dotloop before I came into eXp, and I like it, and I'm used to it, and I just want to keep using it. So that's what I use for my e-signature program. We've also got working documents, tasks and reminders, canceled contracts, incomplete checklists, access archives. Okay, so these are all the things that you could do in Skyslope. So I already started to create a transaction. I'm on the buying side, and my clients have just gotten an accepted offer. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've done so far, and then we're going to finish this transaction file together. So I'm not going to create it. I'm going to click on it, and we are going to actually finish it. So I just want to show you what we've done so far and catch you up. All right, so once I clicked on Create Transaction, the first thing that came up was a page like this where I entered this information. I entered in the MLS number, and I also entered in the address. I do want to mention one thing. In my system, what I do is I search for the address. What it does is automatically populate with Google addresses from Google, and I use that. I could also search for the address through this MLS search, but the reason I don't do that is something's going on with my Skyslope. I have a feeling I'm not the only one where, and I'm sorry about the noise in the background. Alexa is playing me some music. Anyway, so what you can do is I could hit MLS search, but if something's going on with my Skyslope where it's connected to a different MLS in a different state, and it messes up. And so I just put it in manually, and I don't do a search. That's what I do. It can find my local addresses though, because it uses Google Maps, and so I use that. So that's how I did that. I have no co-buyer agent. The sale price, I put in the sale price. What are we buying the house for? What is my client buying the house for? What was our offer that was accepted? The source. So you can choose, where you got this client. Were they a past client? Did you get them from dripping on them? Were they a relocation type deal? You got them from a call capture? Just your website, door knocking? How did you get this particular client? So I've got SOI, which is sphere of influence. No, it's not an office lead. When do we need to close by, according to our contract? And then here, there's checklist type. So depending on what state you're in, your checklists might look a little different. So I'm in Michigan, and so our brokers have set up our checklists and types to look like this. So the one that I'm going to choose in this case is a residential sale. I'm selling another agent's listing, not another eXp agent, just another agent who's not me. Okay. And type here, is it a sale? I'm selling my own listings? Is it a listing and a sale for me, or something else? Maybe it's a referral. In this case, it's a sale. And then I put the year built, and then the acceptance date. Okay, I'm gonna hit next. Then we have a contacts portion. This is important. So the first thing is you're going to get the seller's name, just their first and last name. Who is the seller? If you cannot read the seller's name on the contract, you can ask the listing agent. You could go to Realtor Property Resource, RPR, and look up who the seller is, or look it up in your tax records. Okay. And then if there's more than one seller, you can add that person here. You don't have to put anything else. You just need at least their name. The next part is the purchaser. So your buyers, who are they? I've got a husband and wife in this case. They are not a trust, a company, or other entity. They're just two different people, husband and wife, and I've got the first name and last name. I also did include the email, but what is required is the phone number. The reason that these particular contacts are important, and then I added, by the way, the wife and her phone number. The reason this is important, if something happens to you, who knows what could happen? You could get fired. Don't get fired. Or something bad could happen. You could go to the hospital. Our brokers need to know who your buyers are, okay, and how to reach them. All right. This is the super important one. Title and escrow. Who is your title company? How are our payment processors with eXp gonna know who to send commission disbursement authorization instructions to? You want to get paid, right? And you want to get paid faster. So you need to make sure you have who your title company rep is, the phone number of the title company where that contact or a contact could be reached, what company it is, and the email that you want your commission authorization disbursement instructions to go. Okay? So that's super important. Don't delay in putting it in there. You will ask me if you're on the buyer side in Michigan anyway, you can do split closings. So your buyers can choose where they're going to close. Listing agents and sellers can choose where they're going to close. The only thing in Michigan that's a little different, and I don't know how it is in your state, but if it's a cash deal and the buyers are paying with cash, everybody has to close wherever the selling side wants to close. So that's the only time it can't be a split closing. But anyway, moving right along. Agent representing the other side. So I've got that person's information in here. Everything that's in red is what's required. I don't have to put in a lender, home warranty, or anything else. Okay? You can if you need to, but I don't need to. Commission. Okay, so it knows the sale price. I looked up on the MLS data sheet to confirm how much does the buying agent get, and I get 3%. Okay, so there's no referral involved here, so I don't have to put in a referral agent. It's not a personal deal. What's a personal deal? A personal deal is if you have your own deal that you're purchasing a house with your name on the deal, or you are buying a house, selling a house with your name on the deal. That's when it's a personal deal. In eXp, you get 3 free deals a year. Isn't that great? This is not a personal deal. And then it calculates the gross commission on the sale. This admin brokerage fee, we don't have one in eXp, not in Michigan anyway. I'm not sure if other states do, but we don't have an admin fee. And I do not charge one at this time in my life at eXp, but you can. Deposit amount, that's the EMD money, the earnest money deposit, good faith deposit amount, and the date of the check. Okay, that's all the important stuff. Okay. And then that brings us to our lovely checklist. Are you excited? Now, I want to point out that each of these fields is a separate line for each separate document. So don't upload an entire multi-document PDF to each line. You have to have separate individual documents because your managing brokers or contract review specialists are going to be reviewing each document, and you want to make it nice for them and easy for them because you want your file approved and you want to get paid faster. So help them out. So up here, sales documentation, these are all the files I have to have now. At closing, once closing happens, these are the other files that I have to have. Okay? Okay. Now, if I already have these in individual PDFs, and that's the other thing I want to say is you can only upload PDFs. So if you have any pictures of anything, fine, you have to convert them to a PDF file format. Okay. So what I wanted to say is from here, I could upload individually by clicking attach and then it will ask me to upload a document. And I could do that each one at a time, upload from my computer to there. Or if I have Digisign, those documents I will have already sent to this document section, and I could just assign that way. But I did not use Digisign, and I do not have documents just on my computer. What I do, as I said earlier, is I use Dotloop. So what I want to point out to you is that I have Watkins Street Southeast 932, Skyslope. This is a transaction file email for this particular transaction that is unique to this. So if I send PDF attachments to this email, they're automatically going to show up in this documents section. Do you know what else is cool? And I heard this from Jonathan Dupree, and I was like, that is brilliant. I don't know if I'll ever do it, but I like it. You could, in text messages, let's say you're text messaging back and forth with clients or lenders or your title company or the other agent, you could include this particular transaction email as you could copy it on your text message, like create a group. So with a listing agent, it's the listing agent plus this email address, etc. And as you're texting, those texts would automatically go into the log as messages of what's happening. Isn't that fun? Just a little tip in case you care. We're not going to do that today. We're just talking about getting our documents in here so that we can be compliant with our company and with our states. Okay. So what I'm going to do with this little email is I'm going to go to Dotloop, and this is my transaction, and I just want to show you what I've done. In my Dotloop transaction, now you might use Authentisign or something else, and you probably have something similar of what I'm going to show you. But what I've done is I made Watkins Street Southeast Skyslope, I made this a person with that email address in my transaction. Oops. So that is its own person. So I can send PDFs to this email address and share them with them, and those documents will automatically go into my transaction in Skyslope. So let me show you. I'm going to just take all of the documents that I need and want for now. I could select them all, but I need to take these individually. Okay, and then I'm going to share. And then I'm going to select my person, who is Skyslope, with this specific transaction, not just Skyslope, but this particular transaction with a particular email address. I'm going to click on Attach PDF to Email. That means all of those documents will go as PDFs to share into my Skyslope transaction, and that's how they get inserted in there. So I'm done. Now, if I go back into my Skyslope transaction, they're not going to be in there yet. It's going to take a minute. So I'm just going to keep hitting refresh a couple of times. We'll be patient for a minute. I'm going to take a drink of my delicious roasted coconut water with pulp, aka agua de coco asado con trocitos. Okay? It's delicious. It's not just coconut water, it's with the roasted coconut flavor. It's like, you know, I'm drinking like not chocolate milk or not vanilla milk or not banana milk, but coconut milk. Like, it's yummy. The roasted part, that's what makes it special, in case anybody cares. Okay. I'm going to hit refresh again. Look at all those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful documents. Now, I'm back in business. Okay. So there's one file that didn't make it in here because it wasn't in my dot loop. So I wanted to show you how I upload that. I click on Upload Document, and it's the buyer agency agreement. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going back to my checklist, and I'm going to add my forms that I need. The first one I'm going to do is the purchase agreement. I'm going to click Attach. There's the purchase agreement. I'm going to assign it, and it's in there. Now it says in review, and this little paper clip means it's in there. See? And I can view it. Okay? And that's what it's like for your broker too. This is what they're going to see. And they can open it up and look at it big and review it and make sure you're good to go. That's why you only want each individual document in each line. You don't want multiple different documents in one. Okay, agency relationship disclosure as the buyer's agent. Sign. And buyer's agency. So fun. This is the fun part. I used to hate this part before I figured out how to do this with dot loop. Sell it. Okay, wire fraud. I hope that made it over. It might not have. I might have to add that later, you guys. That's fine. I'm going to add that later, okay? It's all good. Oh no, I'll just show you what I'm doing. We're not going to add it later. We're going to do this right now. For some reason, that didn't make it over. Okay, upload document. Actually, I'm going to save that for in a minute. Okay, I'm going to cancel. I'm going to save that for a minute. I want to show you a different way. Okay, so instead of that way, instead of what I was doing to assign it, I want to show you if I click on attach here, it will take me to the documents page. Okay, I just want to, and now I'm going to click upload document, wire fraud. And then you have to click start upload. And that's in there. Seller's disclosure statement. Are you guys feeling excited? I know. This is the fun part, you guys. Okay, this means I'm getting closer to getting paid. It's nice. EMD check copy. Now, there's actually two things I'm going to put in this line, and you can do that. This is the copy of the check, but then there's also like a receipt, and I'm going to put both of those in there. So attach, and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, let's look at it and see if that worked. Yep, so there's two documents. Do you see that beautiful thing? Two different documents, okay? And then lead-based paint disclosure, because this house was built before 1978. And to sign. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now, guess what else? I need this silly thing. It's called an agent completion of file form. It's really dumb. Let's see if we can figure out how to do it. We're going to click on attach, and then we're going to be like, there's no agent completion of file form. So then what we have to do is we have to go back to our main dashboard, and we're to go to working documents. Super fun. And then what we're going to do is click on Office Documents. Okay? And then you will notice this handy little file right here, Agent Completion of File. I'm going to click on it, and then let's see if this works. I'm going to click on Assign. Okay. So after I clicked on Agent Completion of File and Assign, then it asks me to assign this document to one of the properties below. This is the document we're working in, or transaction we're working in. We're going to click on Assign. Let's see what happens. I haven't done this before, so I don't know what's going to happen, you guys. So I assigned it. Let's go back and see if it made it in there. Oh, okay, there it is. So it's in there. And now I'm going to click on Checklist, Attach, Agent Completion of File. Oh, there it is. Look at all those nice yellow in reviews. Now, if I click on this, I just want to show you what this silly form looks like. This is all it is. This is all it is. It's just a form that doesn't really mean anything. It is a trigger. It is supposed to be a trigger that triggers the system to notify your broker or contract review specialist to look at your file, and that you're saying, guess what? I've completed what I can complete. Okay, that's what happened. So anyway, now you're done, and there's nothing more that you need to do. You do have a record of all the documents in there, even the ones you didn't necessarily need to use, because there's some I didn't. There is this escape clause. I actually do want to add that in there. It's not required in the checklist, but it is going to be. It could be required. I'll tell you, because I used one of these recently. So for additional addendums to the purchase agreement, this is a VA escape clause, which basically says, hey, if the house doesn't appraise, that we can get out of the deal. So I'm going to assign it. There, I added it. I could give it a note too, VA escape clause. Okay, now we're done. I hope that helped you, and good luck.